Dan, 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 the Computer Man. Hello, welcome to Dan the Computer Man, episode 40. If you've probably noticed already, this is the second episode that I've recorded in Windows 7. But now I'm going to move into the episode. Today in episode 40, I'm going to be showing you guys how you can turn on bass and adjust the bass settings for your speakers if you don't have an option by default with your speakers, or if it, for example, you don't have a dial on there or whatever. So in order to do this, you need to go to your sound icon, click playback devices, and I forgot to mention, this tutorial also works with Windows Vista, because Windows 7 is basically the same thing as Vista. But I'm sorry, XP users, you guys are left out because you don't have these options. You have to download separate software like SRS Audio Sandbox or other things for like Windows Media Player and stuff. But if you want to, you can stay here and watch this episode. But if you don't want to watch a tutorial that'd be useless for you, just close out of this video right now. So in order to do this, you can adjust this for any of the sound devices you have. But if you just have one sound device, or if you just want to adjust it for your default device, right click on your device, click Properties, go to the Enhancements tab, and then you should see all of these options here. Your options may vary depending on your sound card, and if you've upgraded to Vista from XP, or should say from XP to Vista on your current computer, or if you got a brand new computer with Vista, or 7. So what you need to do is check the bass boost box. As you see, I've already done that. And then after that, you'll need to click Settings. And then you'll see this bass boost settings window pop up. You should just leave the frequency at 80 Hz, but you have all these options here. But I recommend that you don't put it up to 600, because then you won't be able to hear any bass at all. So just leave the option at 80 Hz, but if you have a better subwoofer, you can put it down to 50 Hz. For the boost level, by default, I believe it's set to 9 decibels. I don't know if I'm so sure about that. Post somebody in the comment section if you know anything about that. And obviously, you don't want to have it on none, because then you'll hear no bass. So the setting that I recommend that you put it on is 15 decibels. As you see, I already have that set to that. So then click on OK, and then you're all set. And if you want to make your sound even better, turn on loudness equalization. You do that again just by checking that checkbox. And then go to Settings and make sure that the release time is at the third setting that you can put it on. Then click OK. But it should be by default because it was for me. And just to let you know, as I said before, not all your guys' computers might not have this option. So if you do have this option, or if you did have this option, I should say, you would be in luck and you were able to do all that stuff. But if you didn't, you can either find a different driver for your sound card, which I think is really not recommended. I think you should get a new sound card in general, or you can just get different software, just like you could for XP. But I was lucky that I had the bass boost option, so I can make my sound better. And then once you're all done with all that stuff, click OK. Then click OK. Thanks for watching Dan the Computer Man, episode 40. I hope you guys have a great day or night.